Welcome back, you too. It is a great day to be different. So that's what we are going to do today. We're going to show you guys how to be different. I'm sure you guys already noticed he has a slight edge up. And I'm sure you already guessed it as well. This guy is a barber himself. I find these clients to be the most difficult because a barber knows everything about this craft. So they tend to be looking for everything wrong in a haircut. They tend to be the most pickiest. They tend to know what a bad edge up is, what a bad fade is. And when another barber is paying another barber for a haircut, it's because they're looking for perfection, especially one like this that knows how to cut his own hair, or one that knows how to give himself an edge up, and he's going to pay somebody else to do it. It's because he's looking for perfection. He's looking for somebody to do something that he can't necessarily do, or else he would just do it himself. So these type of cuts make me a little bit more nervous. I take a little bit more time, a little bit longer, and I don't want to say I pay a little bit more attention to detail, but sometimes I overthink certain things because I need this guy out of the chair, you know? You guys let me know if y'all feel the same. But other than that, it's the same steps. We're going to brush, lay everything down. It is a drop fade. We're giving this guy a drop fade. So we punched in that bald line, that initial bald line, initial guideline to create that drop contour shape in the back. As you can see, it's not even the same haircut that he wanted or that he initially had. So we are also creating a whole new haircut. He knew exactly what length he wanted, which he did what he came in with. Came in with the length he wanted, and he also came in with an edge up with enhancements in it already. And he had a completely different type of haircut. So this is almost as difficult as it gets, and he has a slightly difficult texture as well. So this is probably as hard as it gets as far as being in the barber industry, is creating a haircut on a haircut for a barber. But after that bald line, we're going to go up half an inch to an inch, no guard all the way open. Then we're going to snap on that half guard. We're going to go up about another inch. As you saw, it didn't really give us much, so we jumped straight into that detail process. Half plus half, you guys do the math, it almost creates a 1 from my experience, and based off of this haircut, he came in with a 1 on top. So I knew that I wasn't going to need anything higher than a 1 guard. So we just went ahead and threw that half guard so I could stretch this throughout the entire haircut. We're not going to go anything higher than a half guard, because half plus half, you do the math, equals a 1. And we're fading into a 1. And we won't need nothing higher than that. So after we snap off that half guard, we're going to drop back down to the no guard. We're going to start off closed, work our way up midway, and then eventually all the way open. With the length that he came in with, most of this is going to be just detail work. Most of it is going to be no guard work, detailing, especially in the back, because there wasn't really much hair back there. It looked like he had a mid fade, so there wasn't really no drop back there. So we're creating a mid fade. We're turning a mid fade into a mid drop fade, and the same thing on the other side. So we're going to switch to a claw method right here. We're going to snap on that half guard again. Second notch, going with the grain around the ridge, especially to get it to lay down a little bit better. And it helps blend. So just putting that fade in there with the edge up he already has definitely made that haircut pop just that much more. So, but we'll get into a little bit more detail when we get to the lineup. Here goes the back and the other side. And we'll be back for the edge up process. All right. Welcome back to the edge up process. He did want to keep his lineup as full as possible. So it is a little light on the corners and the vertical bars, C cups, but we do have tools for that. So we're going to give him exactly what he asked for. I'm going to punch in that vertical bar. We're going to punch in that C cup. As you can see, he already has a lineup going across the top. So we're going to focus more on the C cup and the vertical bar. We're going to slap some pencil on it for some contour. Also for a slight stencil. And then we're going to go to work. Normally I would set a wet foundation so that we would have something for the dry fibers to stick to, but as you guys seen, he already had a little bit of enhancements in there, so there was really no need for that. Slap some dry fibers right over the wet enhancements. We did use a little hairspray right there. I was having a little difficulties with the dry fibers sticking, so we used a little bit of hair fibers just so that the dry fibers wouldn't blow away. Covered up the wet enhancements to get rid of that wet shiny look that the wet enhancements left behind. That's very important for pictures and videos like this, because the wet enhancements tend to be a little bit reflective, so it creates a fake look. It not only looks like that on camera and photos, but it looks like that in real life. So that's why I like to follow up with the dry fibers. It gets rid of that wet shiny look, that wet shiny fake look, and the fibers fill in to create a much more natural appeal, in my opinion. So then we're going to slap some hot sauce on them. It's going to allow me to push that pencil over, give it that razor blade effect, and to also eat away some of the wet or dry enhancement overspray, as you can see right there. We're going to mop up anything we don't like with a Q-tip. Same thing on the other side. He already has a wet foundation, as you can see. You can also kind of see the color differentiation between the maroonish, brownish enhancement and his natural black hair. So we filled in with a much more natural appeal, which was the dry fibers. Fills in a little bit better, in my opinion. Gets rid of that wet, shiny, reflective look from the wet enhancements. And also fills in much more natural. Then we're going to hit him with the hot sauce, and yes, it is hot. It's going to allow me to eat away any overspray of the wet or dry enhancements with my trimmer. It's going to allow me to punch in that corner a little bit better. Boom. And also allow me to push over that pencil to create that razor blade effect without having to use a razor blade. Very important for those new and upcoming barbers that want to get that razor blade look without having to actually use a razor blade, who isn't necessarily comfortable with using a razor blade but want to give that effect. So then we're going to mop up anything we do not like with a Q-tip. I'm going to hit you with a different angle, and man, that edge up looks crazy from that angle. As you can see, it looks more natural. It feels in a lot better with those dry enhancements. It looks a lot more fuller, crispier, sharper. Doesn't take away from the natural hair. You can still see the waves all the way from the back to the front of the edge up, through the front of the edge up. It just makes it pop. Nothing shiny, nothing reflective. We're going to use the shear work to clean off any overhang of the hairs. Just trimming off, just a little detail work. Yes, sir. We're going to give him the mirror. We're going to give the nod of approval. He's going to give it back. And you guys remember what he came in looking like. Yes, sir. You guys remember. Please. What he come to do, though? He came to be different. Jeez. Yes, sir. Let him talk his ish and bite his lip. And we're going to move on to the next one, man. Appreciate you guys for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Do whatever you guys got to do to keep me on your timeline, man. It is Kriispy, and that is Kriispy. We out of here.